In other news, we've all gotten used to working in an online marketplace, both as customers and as sellers, and especially because of the COVID pandemic. But how do new businesses stand out, particularly Israeli businesses who want to expand their reach beyond our little island in the Middle East? Well, joining us with the answers is Dr. Linda Zintman from the Achi organization, which assists in exactly this regard. Dr. Zintman, thank you so much for being with us.
It's my pleasure.
All right, so first of all, what made you decide to create this Achi online marketplace? How does that work as well?
Well, it really goes back to the second Intifada because years ago, the founder of our organization, Suzanne Walges, was involved in bringing Israeli vendors to the New York and New Jersey area because at that time there was so much, the economic distress was so high and vendors here were not making money. She and other friends organized Israeli fairs. And we had over 8,000 people coming in a 2-day span of time. And these vendors who came, first of all, they sold. And second of all, they felt that Americans really feel for them. Someone out there is thinking about us. So that was the seed that Suzanne used to think about Achi.
Well, so what businesses are you promoting most on the marketplace?
Any business who wants to come can be on the marketplace. We have jewelry, we have art. We have children's toys, we have catering services, we have bakeries, we have amazing vendors, over 150 vendors who now are on our site.
All right, so now I understand that you have a new concept that you're introducing into the marketplace called the kli, something to...
Kli.
A kli, yeah, which means tool in Hebrew,
You're
but
right.
it's something to connect.
Can I show it this
Yeah,
way? Will
please.
everybody see? This is not a new concept. This is probably the second great idea that Suzanne had. A kli, as you see, is a dish. Any dish that you have in your home, but it becomes a kli when it's dedicated to keep it filled and refilled with Israeli products. This kli is by Emmanuel, one of your famous artisans here in Israel. And if you see, the kli logo is right in the middle. We had him fabricate this for us. We were able to sell these. We have teas, we have brunches, we have other ways of selling the kli. But the main idea of the kli is, in Hebrew, lahakdish, to dedicate it to Israeli products. Why do we have to dedicate a kli to Israeli products? Because nowadays, we don't have the feeling. I know when I grew up, I had a feeling for Medinat Yisrael. Nowadays, it's not the same, and there's got to be a way to keep Israel in the hearts and minds of this generation and future generations. So by having this kli on your table or in your office or anywhere you go, and people will ask, what is that? Well, that's the kli. That's the kli that you're dedicated to remind you and have that emotional pull towards Israel, and that we hope will generate the ideas for our children, grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren.
All right, well, it's a beautiful concept,
Thank you.
and I'm happy to present it here on this program. And for everybody who wants to check out the Achi organization, check out the marketplace, learn more about the kli, head to achi613.org. That's ACHI613.org.
Right. Achi stands for American Communities Helping Israel, and we hope to change that to all communities helping Israel.
All right. Dr. Linda Zintman, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me here.
ILTV Plus, your news from Israel and more 24/7. Start your free trial today. Subscribe at iltv.tv and watch from any device.